Hi guys, this video is going to be for my sun, moon, rising Virgos for the month of December, what you guys can expect to potentially manifest or maybe be feeling internally. So you guys survived Scorpio season. You did it. All right. Let's get to these transits. All right. I'm going to update them as we get to them. So on December 2nd, Venus in Capricorn in your 5th house will be trining Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So a trine is a blessing, or it's something being given to you, or it's like a natural gift, a natural ability of yours. Sometimes it happens so easily, or it's given so easily that we don't even notice it. So this is, in a sense, a way where we kind of, I don't want to say take advantage of like what we have, but it's more like our blessings get taken away from us because we don't, some of us become like ungrateful because we're so used to getting things. That's what the trine can have the ability to do. That's why you kind of have to try to remain like present in the moment and grateful for things. But Venus trining Uranus to me with the 5th and the 9th house is basically talking about, and Uranus is in retrograde, by the way. It's still in retrograde. I think something like it's a blessing that randomly happens to you guys when it comes to either romance or being able to potentially express yourself. I think it could be talking about getting insight from spirit. Because when I think of the 9th house, I think of spirituality. I think of a higher education system. So I think of something bigger than yourself speaking to you, especially with Uranus. I think of getting downloads from spirit. So what I channeled for the collective is getting healthy tips that you can clearly see. You wanting to help people and people wanting to help you. So now that I think of this a little more, with Venus being in Capricorn, I think of traditionally the fact that Capricorn belongs in that 10th house. So to me, this talks about investments that are worth, that are worth investing into. Something that is practical, stable, something that makes sense, okay? And the fact that it's happening in your 5th house, the house that traditionally belongs to Leo, where the sun rules, I think you guys may be able to see clearly when it comes to what you should be investing your time into. Whether this is friendships, whether this is a belief system that makes sense for you guys or not. For a lot of you, I think this is going to be talking about your wallet, because Taurus traditionally rules that 2nd house, which talks about the things you own and your money and how you spend it. It talks about your wallet. And right now you guys have been feeling that south node in your wallet in the 2nd house. So, you know, I feel like your wallet has been probably taking a hit in some type of way, but at the same time, by taking that hit, you're learning something, because the south node is having some type of information from the past, and it's like the past helps you get to your future. So it's like you have knowledge in this area, you have wisdom with the south node, because it's almost as if like the south node is a resume in order to get a job, because it is it's the experience that you already have. So you guys have experience with your wallet in some type of capacity, despite the fact that maybe you guys aren't having the best time, but somehow this is helping you gain some insight while Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, despite this shakeup. I think you guys are trying to learn how to probably gain money or like save money, something like that. So yeah, so if I channel it specifically for my sun, moon, rising Virgos for this Venus trine Uranus retrograde, let's see what I get. So what I'm specifically seeing for you guys, I feel like you'll be seeing clearly a choice that you need to make. Like I'm almost seeing two paths, I feel like. And I'm seeing buildings. And it's like you could go down this path or you could go down this path. And then it's like you end up choosing one. And it's like the one you choose feels like home is what I'm picking up on. So I think this Venus trine Uranus for some of you is going to be talking about relationships. And then for some of you, I'm sure this is talking about work and maybe changing career paths and choosing a job that maybe is even closer to home, or just a job that you maybe feel passionate about. Because Venus rules Libra and Venus rules Taurus, right? So this would definitely be talking clearly about your wallet. Is there anything else I want to say here? And I just think you guys would be trying to get more serious about this because Saturn, which is the traditional, which is the ruler of Capricorn, is in your 7th house. And that 7th house is traditionally ruled by Libra. So I think you guys are trying to get serious about your relationships, but also just whatever commitments you have at this time. So yeah, I think a lot of you guys are going to be having a choice to make, and you'll be able to see very clearly on this day which choice you should make. Okay, so December 4th, Mercury in Sagittarius. Where is this? Sorry. Should know this by now. Mercury in Sagittarius in your 4th house is in opposition to Jupiter in Gemini in your 10th house. Okay. So Mercury is Jupiter is in retrograde, okay? So Mercury in your 4th house is in Sagittarius, and it is opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini. To me, this is talking about it's either going to manifest internally or externally. And what I mean by that is this is like you guys not wanting to focus on all the details. You rather just look at the bigger picture because the fine details, it's like you don't want to focus on that at this time. Maybe it's because you don't have a solution. Maybe it's because you don't know the answer, or you just, it's too much and you just don't want to do that. Maybe the details make you depressed. Maybe it doesn't make you happy. So yeah, if it doesn't manifest like that, then I feel like this is a conversation where people want to talk about the details and you don't want to talk about the details, because Jupiter and Gemini, it wants to talk about everything and anything, and it doesn't rub everybody the right way because it could be a little bit invasive, and it doesn't mean to be. It just, this energy loves to learn, and it loves to learn about everything, and it may never do anything with that information or knowledge again, but it's very yappy and it just likes to talk and learn. And I feel like with Mercury and Sagittarius, I do feel like this is a very learning type of energy. It's a teacher energy, but at the same time, it doesn't see the point in focusing on the details. So I feel like that type of energy can give Mercury and Sagittarius a headache. I don't know about you guys, but I'm almost positive we had this last month, but no, Mercury was in Sagittarius, yeah, and Jupiter was in Gemini. So for me, I was surprised, but this manifested where I did not want to focus in on the details. Like, I for sure thought I would be the yappy one. I was not the yappy one at all. So yeah, that's how I think that will manifest. But how I channeled this for the collective was seeing the bigger picture, but at the same time, waiting for the details and not getting it. I'm seeing you going down a path where you see something good, and so do others. So you go down this path because you feel something positive about it. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of similar to what I was going off of intuitively. You know, so just to be clear, like what I channeled, that's when I'm closing my eyes and I'm getting messages from spirit. I always trust that. I always. But when I'm just speaking intuitively, maybe I'm just being insecure, but I just prefer the channeled messages over what I say. I'm sure that's my own thing. But yeah, I would always go with the channel messages. But I feel like those messages are very similar to what I just said, where you guys may not have all the fine details. You literally may not know them. So it's like you feel at odds. So it's going to be this inner tension. So therefore, it's like you literally may see some type of opportunity, Jupiter and Gemini. This could have something to do with your career because it's happening in your 10th house. However, I'm a firm believer that 10th house is not always talking about your career. It's talking about your status, how you appear to the world. So if you guys appear a certain kind of way, people may want in on that energy. People may want to talk to you because of that. That could be something as well. People may want to learn more about you at this time. So, what was my point to that? Oh, okay. So you guys may not see. Okay, so hold on one second. So if Jupiter traditionally rules Sagittarius, and you guys have this in your 4th house, and you guys have Mercury and the Sun here right now. So I feel like there would be conversations that are, this is going to sound weird, but since the 4th house traditionally belongs to Cancer, I do think there would be like these private conversations that are happening. But at the same time, they're happening in a very, freedom-oriented way. Like you're definitely speaking about everything and anything, Sagittarius energy, but I feel like you would be speaking about anything and everything that may be private. That could be your most intimate self. It may go against how you actually appear. So people may view you as a certain type of person or view you in some kind of way. But it's like if you start conversating and you start going deep into these conversations, it may be at odds with how you actually appear. So that may make you guys shut down in conversation, or that may make others shut down, or that may make others view you differently, or this may happen to other people. Like you may view other people differently at this time. What else? What else? I also think because Jupiter traditionally rules that 9th house, and you guys have Taurus here, and let alone Uranus in retrograde, I do think these are conversations 1000%, sorry. But these would be definitely untraditional conversations. These are not your typical status quo conversations, despite the fact that it's happening in your 4th and 10th house. I would be surprised if you guys said it was. So yeah, I'll just leave that there. So when I channel it for you guys, what I'm getting is almost like talking too much. And I could see that happening too here, because with oppositions, the advice here is to compromise, which is to balance, go 50-50. But the friction is that it's hard to balance. It's not natural. It's like you'd have to put work into this. So I feel like, obviously this isn't going to be everybody's story, but with Mercury and Sagittarius, it's like the fact that it's touching Jupiter, and whatever Jupiter touches, it expands upon. And the fact that it's in Gemini, you guys are going big with this. But the reason you guys are going big with this, I'm seeing you guys like doing detective work. And I do feel like that is Mercury and Sagittarius. I do feel like Mercury and Sagittarius, this energy low-key is detectives. Or detective energy, I should say. Because I'm seeing it's like you guys yapping a lot. And then it's like you're going down almost like a maze, like you're going down one way to find something out, then you go down another way to find something out. And it's like all because you want to see if you should go or not. You want to see if you should leave a situation in order to go into another situation or a new situation. So I'm sure this is talking about, for some of you, relationships, like leaving one to go into another. And for some of you, maybe this is talking about to leave one job and to go to another, or maybe just to get out of it, whatever situation this is. Maybe it's just literally talking about like how to get out of a conversation. And in order to get out of it, you got to find like another person to like talk to. I don't know, but this is how I'm channeling it. Let me see something. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So your 10th house, your first house, and then Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And I was getting like privacy, like energy, trying to do something low key. It wasn't like bad, like, oh, you're a shady person. It was more just like, I don't know, just like a typical human, like something maybe you wouldn't want to put out there. You're just trying to figure something out about somebody. I think you guys just want to see if something is worth investing into. Again, that would make sense to me with Venus entering Capricorn, okay? So yeah, that's what I got for you guys on that day. So that same day on December 4th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 4th house, in Sagittarius, squares Saturn in Pisces in your 7th house. So again, December 4th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 4th house is squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 7th house. So I don't like this energy just because to me, Saturn squaring the Sun can cause depression. It can cause you to not like have a lot of energy on that day. You may not be able to see things clearly 100% because it's like Saturn. Not that it always makes you negative, but it just has a habit of being so strict and so wants you disciplined. Whereas the Sun, it's like, it wants you to be happy and it wants you to have a lot of energy in order to do the things that you need to do throughout the day, right? But it's like when it's squaring, when Saturn is squaring the Sun, I look at it as like blocking it out. Like I can't help but think that way. I always bring this up. But it truly feels like you can't get things done like you really want to. But internally you're like, I want to do this, but you don't have it. So it's happening in your 4th house and your 6th house. To me, this is just, since the Sun is in Sagittarius, I think of optimism. I think of happiness. I think of let's go do something. You know, I think of, you know, FOMO, you know, like we're going out. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Saturn's in your 7th house. I apologize. I think I said 6 before. So I just think you would be depressed by relationships this day, if I'm being real with you guys. I just don't think you'd be motivated. I just don't think you'd be happy on this day. Let's see. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and it's in your 10th house. I just don't see you guys as being confident. So it's like if you're in a relationship, you may just not want to see them this day. If you're not in a relationship, I feel like you just want to feel confident. Like you'd probably be like, why do they like me? You know, or nobody likes me. Let's see, Saturn rules your 5th house, Capricorn. This is where you guys have Venus. So we have Capricorn and Gemini right over here, your 10th and 5th house. Yeah, I just see this as a lame day. So what did I channel for the collective for you guys? I see your higher self telling you to talk to specific people, but you either don't want to or you have difficulty doing so. Okay, yeah. I could definitely see that. To me, it's like with the Sun, this is your planetary higher self, and I could see this because it's, I don't know if it's necessarily conjunct Mercury, but that's the vibe I'm picking up on if I channeled your higher self, which I know is definitely the Sun, telling you to talk to specific people. Your higher self is probably telling you to talk to specific people because those people will make you feel happy that day. So it's like your higher self is going to try to bring you out of some type of funk. So you guys may not want to talk to anybody on this day. I'm telling you, you probably won't, because Saturn's in Pisces and it's squaring the Sun. You're probably going to want to be alone. You're probably going to feel like loner vibes, stay home, or go to work, go home. But you're going to feel like your higher self telling you to, you know, hang out with your friend or text your friend or call your friend, the one that makes you laugh or happy or to vent to, because it's like it would bring your frequency up. but you either don't want to or you have difficulty doing so. Okay. So yeah, how I'm seeing this is it's either you or somebody you're talking to. It's like somebody isn't able to speak. I'm literally seeing like something over their mouth and they can't move, it feels like. And then I'm seeing boundaries. And I'm seeing at the same time like champagne glasses, like cheersing. I feel like you're trying to talk to somebody or somebody's trying to talk to you, but your boundaries are so high that it's like nothing can really happen at this time, or it's like you can't, because I feel like I was also seeing you try to give flowers to somebody, and it's like it almost can't happen because, like I said, their boundaries are so high. The walls are so high is what I'm getting. And then I get this 10 of Wands energy that it just feels so heavy that almost like you have to walk away. So I just think on this day, your confidence your ego may get bruised from either feeling like you're rejected, but I don't know if you're necessarily being rejected. I just feel like somebody feels like they can't speak. I'm seeing their throat chakra. Or like I said, this could be you guys. Okay, so that same day, December 4th, Venus in Capricorn in your 5th house is sextiling Neptune in Pisces in retrograde in your 7th. So Venus sextiles Neptune in retrograde in your 7th. So I like the fact that Venus and the 5th house and the 7th house are talking, because to me what's happening here is it's like there's the potential of dating turning into like a serious committed relationship, because I feel like people get nervous when they're in somebody's 5th house or they're just showing up in their dating life, but nobody's committed to anybody yet. And it's like that doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to commit to you. This has the potential to move up is what I'm saying. So the fact that Venus in Capricorn is sextiling Neptune in retrograde in Pisces in the 7th house, I like this for a few reasons. Neptune being in retrograde, things are slowed down, which means you're able to be in touch with your intuition much more clearly. That's my opinion. I feel like Neptune in retrograde slows things down, so it gives you a chance to catch up. Otherwise, when Neptune's direct, life moves way too quickly, and it's like you can just miss things or misunderstand things. So yeah, so when Venus is talking to Neptune in a positive way, especially a sextile, because a sextile is also a blessing, because as long as you put work into it, you're more than likely going to get something you wanted. So yeah, Neptune can definitely be illusions, but it can also be intuition. And when I think of Neptune and Venus talking, I think of a higher octave love. I think of spiritual love. I think of something really dream-like happening, but something that isn't a dream. I just don't. I could be wrong, but I don't. So, yeah, I think definitely for some of you, this would be spending money on relationships, business partnerships. Yeah, that could definitely be a thing. I guess I would say, not to backtrack 100%, but not to go too big with your spending. Not to go too big with love when Neptune's involved. That I do believe is the potential, despite the fact Neptune talking in a positive way. I should be more clear on that. I do think everything you experience when Neptune and Venus are talking in a positive way is real and positive. I don't think it's delusional. I just think you may go too big with it. That's the problem. So yeah, anyway, getting back to my point. I think if this is relationships, then I think this has the potential of, besides intuitively understanding another person, I want to say being able to see if this is something you do want to invest into on this day. I think you'd be able to see this more clearly because Venus is in Capricorn. We have earth energy going on. What else? I think because Pisces traditionally rules that 12th house and you guys have Mars there right now, you would be taking some type of action. You would have some type of confidence right now when it comes to your relationships and potentially taking it to that next level. You may be able to see something far into the future with this person that you're dating or thinking about dating. Okay. What did I channel for the collective? Conversations about sex. Oh, okay. It may be uncomfortable, but I see... Wait, hold on. Really? Conversations about sex. It may be uncomfortable, but I see a committed partnership happening with sex. Oh, wait, hold on. Conversations about sex. It may be uncomfortable due to fears, but I see a committed partnership happening with sex. Possibly a situationship. Damn it. Let me channel this. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing for some of you, this is talking about, because I'm seeing somebody on the phone and I won't go into details, but yeah, I'm definitely picking up on sex. And if it's not sex, then it's definitely passionate messages. So when I think about this again, I said Pisces traditionally rules the 12th house, right? And right now we have Mars and Leo there. Mars can also be sex. So I feel like either you guys or somebody else will be feeling really driven right now to communicate about sex. So on this day, on December 4th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini, right? Remember I said that? So I think maybe the conversation or the conflict here is you or somebody else maybe trying to figure out, can something like this happen? If it's not, if you guys aren't like dealing with something like this, then I think you guys may be experiencing some type of situation in your relationship right now where there's some type of, I don't know, some type of change. If you're not in a situationship, if you're not in a relationship, then this could have something to do with your job because Venus is involved. There's definitely some type of change the sun, moon, rising Virgos are going through in December. I'm seeing it very clearly. There is a path. You guys will be able to see it yourselves 1000%. It's not like lightly, maybe this is what Spirit is saying. Like, no, you're going to be dealing with it. How it manifests in your own life, I'm not too sure, but this is what's coming through specifically for you guys. So yeah, so Mercury will be opposing Jupiter. You may you may not be getting full transparency like you want to. You may not be hearing what it is you want, but you're just going to go for something that you feel your higher self is guiding you towards. You may have some doubts about this, or you may be doing it because you may be, oh my God, I'm sorry. Just anyway, you may be choosing this path because of self-doubt in yourself, like feeling like you don't have any other options. I wasn't getting that. I can usually clearly, intuitively pick up on that. It's more like you have one option or a second option, and you're choosing something. Again, on that day, you then have, on December 4th, you have Venus in Capricorn sextiling Neptune in Pisces. So I think you're just going for something. You're just going for something because you see that the potential is there. And yeah, I think that whatever it is, it's worth investing into because you see yourselves having fun. And despite Sun squaring Saturn, you're definitely feeling driven, or at least, you know, sexual enough to go for something. That's how I'm going to just phrase it. Is there anything else I want to add on to that? And you know, going back to that, because I keep getting thrown off by that Sun square Saturn, because I'm like, everything else on that day seems to be making sense to me except the Sun square Saturn, because to me that would hold you guys back from taking action, or even somebody else. But instead, I'm seeing somebody cross a boundary, cross a line. So it's either going to be you or somebody else. So yeah. December 5th, Sun in Sagittarius will be conjunct Mercury in Sagittarius. Okay, there we go. So on this day, I feel like you guys will be very much in touch with, you know, I think you guys are just going to be very intelligent on this day. I'm not saying you guys aren't in general. I'm just saying usually when Sun conjuncts Mercury, this is talking about being in touch with wisdom, like being a very smart person. Doesn't mean you're articulate. It just means you're able to see something clearly when it comes to your mind and your thoughts. So yeah, so the Sun conjunct Mercury, I just look at this because it's in Sagittarius. I look at this as a very happy-go-lucky energy. I look at this as wanting to travel, talking about traveling. I look at this as being seen for traveling. I definitely think for you guys, I'm just getting, despite us being in Sagittarius energy, I'm getting an MIA energy from you guys, a very private energy, because all of this is happening in your 4th house. Yeah, because the Sun rules Leo, and Leo's in your 12th house, the hidden house. Mercury rules Gemini in your 10th house and your 1st house. So I think once Mercury's conjunct the Sun in your 4th house, you guys will be visible in some type of capacity. So if you guys have been like feeling like a loner, or just been doing yourselves, you know, whatever that means, I think like, I don't know, I think you'll be more social during this time. Where's Cancer? In the 11th house. Cancer traditionally rules that 4th house. Yeah, that's what I think. Just my personal opinion. So what did I channel for the collective? I see conversations where people are trying to figure out how you feel and trying to understand you as a person. I'm picking up on detective energy. Yeah, so like I said, I think people are talking to you. I think they want to maybe know where you've been or get to know you more. I think something's going on here where you guys are either coming off as private, or maybe it's like you've been traveling and they want to hear about that. I think with, where is it? Hold on one second. I just had it. I lost it. Just forget it. Let's channel it. I remember what I was going to say. So Cancer's in your 11th house, right? But traditionally Uranus rules the 11th house, and it's in retrograde, and it's in Taurus. So I think of the throat chakra. I feel like people aren't getting much from you verbally, and I'm getting something with technology, like people wanting to know where you've been. Like, I feel like you guys are meeting up with people or friends, being somewhat social, and it's like you're having difficulty opening up. People are trying to invest in you at this time, like have fun with you and vice versa. And I feel like you're keeping something hidden. Like, I'm definitely seeing you being social, like on your phone, and communicating with friends and people and getting together. But there's also there's some type of imbalance is what I'm picking up on. I'm also seeing you guys try to learn. It feels like about, if it's not one person, I don't know, I'm just seeing somebody specific. Like, you're trying to learn about how somebody feels, like their heart. Or it's like you're trying to secretly learn about how somebody feels internally about maybe a situationship. I could see that too. But I am picking up on having definitely I don't know why. I keep seeing a lot of people at this time. So I don't know if this is something you guys are doing, but it kind of would make sense to me if you guys are having a lot of sex, because the North Node is in Aries in the 8th house. To me, it could be just a privacy. It could be like, because with Aries energy, this could be me energy. And in the 8th house, it could just be reflecting, going within, especially with Chiron in retrograde, trying to heal yourself, trying to heal what intimacy means to you, staying away from the things that you don't value within relationships or other people, things of that nature. Relationships may be difficult at this time with Saturn being in Pisces in that 7th house. But with Mars and Leo, definitely, yeah, mental conflict. But I see this as more, you know, secret sex, hidden affairs, especially with Venus in the 5th house. You know, some type of stable sex. That's how I see it. So, yeah. What else? What else? What else? Did I already say it? Did I say it already? Sun conjunct Mercury in the 4th house. I see conversations where people are trying to figure. Yeah, I set this out. Okay. What else? December 6th, the next day, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in your 4th house, squaring Saturn in Pisces in that 7th house. So to me, I think of, again, very similar to the sun squaring Saturn. I just think of being depressed. I think of sadness. I think of not being able to communicate clearly, or not being able to communicate at all. I think of being late. I think of delays with travel, just delays with relationships, the timing not being right, things of that nature. Let's see. Conversations about relationships, in relationships, and this causing some type of fight, some type of argument, especially because Saturn rules Capricorn and you guys have Venus in that 5th house at this time. Mercury rules Virgo, the 1st house, the body, and Gemini, your 10th house. And you guys have Jupiter in retrograde at this time. Jupiter, I always think of Zeus energy. I think of sex. It's in retrograde, so there may be more of a reflection at this time. What does sex mean to you guys? Or, you know, some type of belief system. This could be that with Mercury squaring Saturn. But what I channeled for the collective was going back to something going back to something, intuitively knowing, I don't understand my own writing. Hold on one second. Okay, I got it now. Going back to something, intuitively knowing someone is coming back into your life. I'm seeing someone ringing a bell and I get this enemy, and then I just get this mother-child energy. So this was from that's Mars goes retrograde in Leo on December 6th. That's what I meant to read. I think I reread the Sun conjunct Mercury. Sorry, guys, deal with me. Okay, so we already did December 5th, Sun and Sagittarius conjunct Mercury and Sagittarius in the 4th house. Now on December 6th, Mars goes retrograde in your 12th house in Leo. So what I channeled was going back to something, intuitively knowing someone is coming back into your life. I'm seeing someone ringing a bell and I get this enemy, and then I just get this mother-child energy. So to me, since Leo traditionally rules that 5th house, that makes sense to me about the child, especially since Mars is in Leo at this time, because Mars technically is the child, because Aries, Mars rules Aries, and this is in your 8th house. So to me, I feel like what the person that would be coming back at this time is somebody connected to sex for you guys. Let's see, Mars also rules Scorpio, so this is your 3rd house. So yeah, I think somebody would be coming back to communicate with you guys privately. Where's the sun? Sun in Sagittarius. Yeah. So you guys may feel like your freedom is imposed upon. The reason for this is because Mars is in the 12th house. Now, usually when this happens, it has something to do with mental conflict, or at least in my personal opinion, it's like somebody trying to do something to you in a shady way. It's like they're not going about their issue with you in a confrontational way, like face to face. They're literally doing something fucking stupid and immature, in my opinion. But it's all because they don't like you, or they're just trying to get back at you. And again, the fact that Mars rules Aries and it's in your 8th house, the things that are going on behind your back, and it's also sex. So somebody you maybe have slept with, had intercourse with. And Mars also rules your 3rd house, Scorpio, communication. Yeah, I just see that as what this could be, somebody coming back. The fact that Leo traditionally rules that 5th house, and you guys have Capricorn here and Venus and Ceres, it could be somebody you've invested into at some point. So somebody you've had a relationship with is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So how's this going to affect you guys? Let's see. I'm definitely seeing somebody from the past come back, and the attitude is very Mars and Leo. And I'm sorry if you guys have this natally, but it's only like when, now whatever, I'm just going to say it. So the energy I'm picking up on is knowing they're crossing your boundaries and not really giving a shit. It's more like ringing a bell right in front of your face. Basically knowing like you're going to take their call type of thing. Like they don't care if they're disrupting your life. Like they're there type of energy. All right. So let's see. December 6th, later that day, oh, I just said that. Shit. Okay, so Mercury in Sagittarius squares Saturn in Pisces, whatever. So what I channeled was feeling like you can't speak about something from the past. It's like you saw this path in the distance, a victory, a dream for yourself, and now it keeps getting further and further away. So again, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. We have this in your 4th house. It's squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 7th house. So yeah, I just feel like there would be, it's just like the timing. Let's say for some of you, this path that I spoke about in the beginning of the reading, where it's like this is talking about a relationship, especially if some of you are thinking about leaving somebody behind. It's like you're kind of like this energy is what I'm getting. You're not 100% certain, or it's either that or it's just like typical Sagittarius energy. And this is no offense to Sagittarius energy, but it's like you're easily tempted is what I'm picking up on. So yeah, let's channel that. So how I'm seeing it is, it's like the path that you ended up choosing in front of you now, it's like now it's slowly disappearing. I'm seeing it like covered by fog, and the person, because I'm getting a person, it's like if you chose another person over somebody else, it's like that person is slowly going under the fog. So, and it all stems from this person who ends up coming back or reaching out to you guys, or just like maybe you see this person or they reach out to you, they text you, they call you. There's something like this. And it's like you just, and you're hiding it. You're not speaking about it to this other person, but it's like whatever future you saw, with the person you chose, it's like it's now disappearing. You're now kind of going back to an old idea is what I'm picking up on. I'm also seeing a masculine, and I'm getting this very feminine energy, or it could be like feminine energy speaks of the past. So it's like this masculine is going back to the past is what I'm picking up on. And I also think of Pisces energy, the past. So yeah, let me make sure I got that. Mercury in Sagittarius is squaring Saturn and Pisces, feeling like you can't speak about something from the past. It's like you saw this path in the distance, a victory, a dream for yourself, and now it keeps getting further and further away. Yeah. December 6th, later that day, Venus enters Aquarius. So yeah, I feel like that's always a big wake-up call when the other other energies are kind of in line with a breakup. So Venus in Aquarius to me is kind of just like the unexpected, like expect the unexpected for sure. So the fact that Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius and it's in your 9th house, the house of a belief system, the house of like higher education, spirituality, traveling, far distance traveling, whatever. It's in Taurus, which speaks of tradition, but you got Uranus in retrograde. So I think some untraditional things are happening right now. Some things may not be spoken about because Mercury's in the 4th house. And yeah, you got Uranus in retrograde in that 9th house in Taurus. And then Venus going into the 6th house in general, it's looked at as debilitated, I feel like, in my opinion, because it's almost like Venus in Virgo. It's supposed to be like a smart energy, and Venus in general is supposed to make you feel comfortable. It's supposed to make you feel good. It doesn't necessarily always need to be smart, but you need to be smart, right? So Venus in Aquarius is smart energy. It expresses its love through intellectual things. So yeah, what did I channel for you guys? A game of chess with someone you are dating or are romantic with. I get that either you or this person is the emperor, and it takes a lot to get them to be the chariot and to make a move. There's no consistency, and you're both waiting on each other. Yeah, what I can tell you about Venus and Aquarius is there's no consistency. Maybe there's a difference if Venus is conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. I don't know, but I would just imagine no matter what, Aquarius energy is Aquarius energy. There's going to be sudden surprises for the good and also for the bad. More so when it's in Aquarius, because no matter what, that's life, right? Sudden surprises. So the fact that it's in the 6th house in Venus, I think that what this could be, without me going off channel messages, you guys could suddenly get a pay raise, or it could be the opposite. Maybe you lose money for some reason somehow because you're traveling. That could be it. Venus in Aquarius could be all of a sudden you start dating your friends, or you start sleeping with your friends, because the 6th house is the body. It's a routine. Again, you guys had Venus in Capricorn, so there was some type of investment for some of you. But now that I think about it, Uranus being in retrograde and Venus and now that Venus is in Aquarius, I think about that you guys are going back to something. Maybe you guys are traveling to somebody that you were once in a relationship with, or had this routine with, or I don't know. For some of you, this could be even a relationship with work, like a relationship you had at work, because... What was I going to say? Sorry. I don't know. I lost it. But I just think with all these retrogrades, now that I'm looking at it, Jupiter in retrograde, Uranus in retrograde, Mars in retrograde, the South Node talks about the past. I'm just thinking... You guys are going back. I know Mercury isn't in retrograde yet, but I feel like it's about to be. And you guys are going back to an old idea, and this old idea consists of somebody you once dated. So let's channel it. Wait, before I forget. So maybe this is somebody you once worked with, but also somebody you once traveled with, because I think of the 9th house traveling. But I am getting friends also. So that's another one. Okay, so what I'm channeling is like a friend that feels like, I know this is going to sound so wrong to some of you, but just follow the symbolism here. Friends that feel like mothers, like friends that give you nurturing energies, is what you guys value in relationships. Because I kept seeing the 2nd house. I also kept seeing the 4th house. So I'm getting mother energy. And the more I keep thinking about it, Venus rules Taurus, right? And then Uranus rules Aquarius. So something's going on here. So when I think of the ninth house, every time I channel it, there's something about like the Holy Grail. There's something about, and I'm not trying to offend anyone here, so I'm sorry, but there's something about the mother, Virgin Mary. Not saying it's the Virgin. I'm not saying it has to be about Catholicism or religion. I'm just saying the archetype. That's what it has to deal with. So there's something about dating people that feel like friends to you guys, that give you this nurturing energy is what you guys value. And the fact that the South Node is in Libra in your second house, and the fact that I kept channeling the past so strongly, you guys have the 7th house in Pisces, which talks about the past. I'm picking up on that you guys are going back to the past. If it's not a past person, then it's like you're dating somebody that is just that kind of, if they're not like the people you normally date, it's just like you like a certain type of energy for the people you date, okay? And that type of energy is talking about the mother and child. I'm getting it with Mars and Leo. It's like either you like to nurture people or you like to be nurtured. It's one of those when it comes to intimacy in a relationship. So the fact that you have Saturn in your 7th house, in committed relationships, partnerships, and the fact that that rules your 5th house of romance, but this traditionally talks about the child. There's something about either you guys like taking this very seriously, either being nurtured or nurturing the person you're with as if, you know, like they're a child. So yeah, take that however it resonates or doesn't resonate, but it is what I'm channeling, and so I did want to say it. So a game of chess with someone you were dating. Turn that off. I don't know if I already said it already, but for those of you that aren't looking for romance, anything like that, with Venus entering Aquarius in the 6th house, I think if you guys randomly getting a new job or maybe a part-time job, something that would be different than what you normally do. Although I think whatever you guys do for a living probably is different. Or you guys just may have multiple jobs. You may take side jobs, things of that nature, you know, or like have a full-time job and a part-time job. Like this is something you guys would be doing at this time, potentially. Or investing money with friends for traveling. That could be something as well. I could see that. But getting back to the message that I channeled for the collective, where it feels like there's this game of chess. There's no consistency. You're both waiting on each other. To me, that feels like princess treatment. I don't know about you guys, and I think that's Mars and Leo, where there is this energy of expecting the other person to come to you. And I don't know. I feel like mostly it's females that watch my videos. I can't stand this shit when guys do this nowadays because I don't even know if they're cognizant that this is what they do. But it's a trap. It's a booby trap. Don't fucking fall for it. And it's just gross and disgusting to me. Like they're men. They're supposed to be men. And it's what gets us in our masculine energy, but the unevolved masculine energy. It's what makes us dominant. So I feel like that's what I'm picking up here. That once Venus enters Aquarius, you guys or the other person may be feeling this. Just don't fucking give in to that, please. I can't help myself when I see certain things like that. I cannot help it. But you guys are Virgo, so you're smart. You already know what's up. I don't have to tell you guys, but I can't help myself. All right, December 7th, Ceres enters Aquarius. So Ceres is leaving Capricorn and it's entering your 6th house in Aquarius. Now, Ceres is that asteroid that talks about the best way to heal yourself. So when it was in Capricorn in your 5th house, it's talking about like the best way to heal yourself would be things that make sense, things that are practical at this time. So have fun in practical ways. Don't go overboard with your money. Don't go overboard with romance. And whatever you do, like make sure the way you spend your time, like you do it, you're investing your time into things that will give back to you. You're just not fucking around. Like you're being smart about things. But now with Ceres being in Aquarius, it's like the best way to heal yourself would be through changing up your routine. I know you guys aren't going to like that. Well, actually, no, that's what makes you guys, that quote is perfect for you guys. Do as I say, not as I do. So I'm seeing not having, I know this is, well, I think it would still hurt you guys, not having a regimen, not having a schedule to abide by 100%, believe it or not. I'm seeing that with Ceres and Aquarius in the 6th house, your daily routine, your schedule, the things you do every single day from the second your alarm clock goes off to wake up till going back home from work. You guys should be doing different things. I'm seeing like number 1, randomly getting a massage. Second thing, being on the phone, talking to friends. Number 3, going out, doing something. So I know that's so like vague. It's not super detailed. But then again, the 6th house, it's like, it's pretty general. It's literally your everyday, whatever you do every day. And because you guys have it in Aquarius, this is random shit. There's nothing specific to it. I could tell you technology. I could tell you smart things. But the smart things would be to do things that make sense. So like if your back hurts, go get a massage. If your body's hurting, you know, like, then go to a sauna. If you feel like you've been spending too much time alone, go out with friends. You see? I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but that's what's coming through. Oh, literally, that is what I channeled for the collective. I'm sorry. I was talking intuitively and then I channeled it. That's what I got for my sun, moon, rising Virgos. But I'm looking at my notes now and I literally wrote, go out to do things with friends. There you go. All right, December 7th, that same day, Venus in Aquarius in your 6th house is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius in your 6th house. Okay, so to me, I think of, oh, that's a doozy. That's going to be a doozy for you guys. Well, the fact that it's in Aquarius, it's nicer. If you guys are in relationships right now, prepare to feel the wrath. So I think of obsessions. I think of feeling very deeply for somebody else. I think of wanting to merge with somebody. But because you have this in Aquarius, it's like whoever this person would be, they'd have to feel like a friend. Because it's happening in your 6th house, it would have to feel very healing to you because it's a house of healing. I think that it would be a transformative type of relationship. It's definitely sexual. It's like that. It's the good stuff, I'll tell you that. And the reason I'm saying all this is because it's conjunct. It's a positive placement. Or at least I think those things are positive. Maybe not to you guys. Maybe none of that was healthy. I don't know. Now, if it's not romance that's manifesting, then I'm going to say it's your money that is transforming, changing for the better. Where do you guys have Scorpio? In your 3rd house of communication. So, yeah, I think you guys would be maybe getting a job at this time through talking. Maybe it's a part-time job, maybe a full-time job, but it wouldn't be too far away from you guys. Well, with that Uranus in retrograde, actually, in the 9th house, it could be. It may not be close. Whatever, that's not the point. So anyway, so Pluto ruling your 3rd house, communication, what it is you're learning. This would also be obsession over your body for sure, how you look. You may be a little bit vain at this time. You may want to change up your looks because it's in Aquarius. Whatever you do, because everybody's chart is going to look different, make sure this Mars in retrograde is not close to your ascendant. I'm telling you from personal experience. Do not do anything. You guys may want to do something to your face, your body. You may want to do something cosmetic. That's going to be for some of you. Don't do it if you have anything if this South Node is in your first house for some of you, for my Sun, Moon, Rising Virgos, listen up. If you have this Mars in retrograde near your ascendant or in your first house, if you have the South Node in Libra in your first house, do not do anything to your body or your face that is permanent at this time. I could be wrong. I don't think so. What I believe happens is things don't go right. Okay? Things will not go right physically with your body. There will be either a scar. They won't do something right. Don't do it. But this to me talks about transforming your body and being obsessed with how you look. You also would be obsessed with money as well. What else? Okay, what did I channel for the collective? Randomly having sex on this day. Oh, yeah, that makes sense too. Sure. Seeing people different on this day and being attracted to them. People who were going in the opposite direction of life. Oh, so the people that you see on this day that you're attracted to, it's like these people would be so different than you guys. It's like you were going this way in your life and they were going this way. But then it's like on this day, you guys both reverse and you're like, hey, can I get your number? And then all of a sudden, babies. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's just like that. So that may happen on this day. And I feel like that would happen again. I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't know if it would happen in your local community. I feel like it could either happen where you guys live or if you travel for work, I think it could happen there as well. All right. Oh, let's channel it. I don't know why, but when I channel it for you guys, I'm getting the internet here. I mean, I do think of Uranus. I do think of the, like, traditionally the 11th house as being the internet for sure, 100%. But whatever, it's what I'm seeing. I'm basically seeing you and other people. It's like I'm seeing a group of people see somebody else free themselves. So maybe it's you freeing yourself by doing something. I'm not too sure, but I'm just getting something being very visible on the internet and people watching. And I'm just seeing the American flag. Like I'm getting freedom, which makes sense. Aquarius energy is a freedom-oriented energy. It's like you guys are working at freeing yourselves through something. I feel like work, you're working towards something, and I feel like maybe you're talking about it on the internet. I don't know, but I'm just getting this energy of you going up the stairs, and it's like it's hard work, and you're following something. Something is like guiding you, and you're following this. And people just see it. So yeah, maybe you're talking about it on the internet. Mercury is with the sun in Sagittarius. And Jupiter's the ruler of Sagittarius in the 10th house in Gemini. How people see you, how you appear. You may be talking about this publicly. Okay, let's move on. December 7th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 4th house is opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 10th house. So when the Sun is opposing Jupiter, I think of the fact that Jupiter doesn't like restrictions, boundaries. It's like, again, very similar to Jupiter opposing Mercury. Somebody is going to want the fine details, and then the other person, like, in order to keep them happy, positive, optimistic, they rather just look at the bigger picture. Because when I see Jupiter and the Sun together, I think of happiness, I think of luck, optimism, go happy, go lucky type of energy, but they're at odds with one another. It's like in order to keep this energy happy, we have to keep the Jupiter and Gemini energy to a minimum or halfway in the middle. But they're both at their own extremes and they both need to compromise. So yeah, Jupiter and Gemini may not want to, you know, just look at a painting. It may want to talk at the about the fine details of the painting. So I think you guys are going to be at odds with yourself internally on this day, or with somebody else. So what I channeled for you guys, I'm sorry, for the collective, is I see you being visible to someone and giving, and how this person can't stop thinking about you. It may be to the point where they need to be alone, or someone can intuitively see through you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, or you want to be alone. Okay, yeah, 1000%. I could see that too. So the sun rules the 12th house, and you guys have Leo there, right? So right away, I would say it's like, to me, this makes sense why Virgos are smart. It's like you guys have the sun in a dark place. The 12th house is dark. It's like we don't really, not that it's dark, but it's like it could be dark and cloudy, like or fog, like it's traditionally Pisces and Neptune belong here. And truly Jupiter as well. So how do we see through the fog? How do we see through the dark if we can't find the light switch, you know, the light to turn the light on in the room? But you guys have the light on always because you have Leo here, because the sun rules Leo. So whether you can see things clearly 100% or not, you have a better idea than most people is my point. And right now you guys have Mars in retrograde in the 12th house. I think it's better that the retrograde is going on in your 12th house, just because I think it lessens the conflict, the inner conflict, just my opinion, because it's like people who would want to hurt you, it's like now they're not as motivated. I mean, you guys, unfortunately, the ricochet effect here would be the fact that you guys yourselves are not going to feel as motivated. But I don't know, like if you had to choose two lesser of the evils, is that how you phrase it? It's like, do you want the mental conflict, why you feel like you suck as a person, or why you hate the world, or you know, I just feel like today's going to be a hard day. I don't think I'm going to be able to do my to-do list like I had planned. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's how Mars in retrograde is going to affect you guys. You're just going to feel lazy. And so are your haters. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Let me know how it works out. But anyway, getting back to my point, what I channel for the collective is, so it makes sense to me that I'm seeing you guys being visible because Jupiter is involved. Otherwise, I would be shocked, because your sun is in your 4th house. It's a private home. Yeah, it's in Sagittarius, which is upbeat, optimistic, outgoing. It's partying. It's doing its thing, you know, generally speaking, general energy. But then Mars, which is in Leo, is in the 12th house. It's in a hidden house. So how are people seeing you? It's because Jupiter is pretty much touching the sun in your home and bringing it out. You know, it's not compromising. It's not staying in its boundary. It's crossing a line is what I'm getting. So you're being visible to someone and you're giving. So somebody is seeing you as giving, or you're literally just like kind of being that sweet Sagittarius energy where like you see somebody's crossing a line and it's like you may be in that Sagittarius energy where you're not angry about it just yet, and you're just still being kind and giving back. So I see you being visible to someone and giving, and how this person can't stop thinking about you. It may be to the point where they need to be alone, or someone can intuitively see through you. Okay, so let's stop there. So I feel like it would be Jupiter and Gemini that can see through you because it's in retrograde. When Jupiter's in retrograde, in my opinion, it's kind of similar to Neptune being in retrograde. Things are slowing down. Things aren't moving as fast, and it gives us a chance to catch up, to see things for as they really are. It gives us a going within energy. I think of Four of Swords, that's just what I think of. Doesn't have to be that, but that's just what I think of. So I look at this as sun in Cancer, because 4th house traditionally belongs to Cancer. And then with Mars being in that 12th house, I think it's traditionally Mars and Pisces. But it's the light, it's fire also. So I'm thinking of alchemy is happening. So it makes you guys feel uncomfortable because these are your private houses. Your 4th house is privacy. Your 12th house is privacy. So somebody may be able, you may feel vulnerable at this time. Okay. And you may be just nice about it. And you may not, you know, basically tell somebody where they can go. Or this could be playing out with you guys and somebody else at this time. But the way I'm seeing it in astrology, it looks like this would be happening with you guys. So let's see the point where they need to be alone. Where they need to be alone. Let's channel it. Yeah, I'm definitely getting somebody doing this with you guys, and they're coming through as a police officer, like authority. And I feel like this is because your 10th house, traditionally this would belong to Capricorn, right? But instead you guys have Jupiter here in Gemini in retrograde. So how I'm seeing it is, I'm seeing you talking to this person and you're super calm, cool, collected, like typical Sagittarius energy in your 4th house, right? Because your sun is involved. And then all of a sudden your eye, which is like, it's a circle and literally it's like that. This is the pupil right here. Okay. It's like there's so much light and you could feel your energy. It's calm. And this person's talking to you, and I'm not getting bad vibes from them, but I think they're just talking too much, or maybe they're being, they're asking you too many questions. And I'm seeing this thing that's supposed to actually look like a purse, and it opens up and it's like, this investment that you were investing into, it's like all of a sudden I'm just seeing like you guys getting kind of annoyed or something like that, and you just like, you feel like you're being patrolled, or maybe your boundary has been crossed, or maybe you're being controlled, something like that. So yeah, that's how it's coming through for some of you. And for those of you where this, again, no romance, it could be fighting with the person you're in a relationship with, or the same could apply at work at this time. So yeah. Later that day, Neptune goes direct in Pisces in your 7th house. So to me, no matter what, I think planets being direct is better than them being in retrograde. Just because I'm spiritual, I do love Neptune being in retrograde. I just do. But it's better that it goes direct. It is. So I think you guys, what do I think will happen? I think you guys just, such a contradiction what I'm about to say. I just think typical things with Neptune being in whatever house it's in, it's either illusions or it's intuition. So you may have been seeing people for who they really were when Neptune was in retrograde. You may have been seeing another side to them that was not vibing with you. And now once Neptune goes direct, you may, for some of you, you may just forget about it, and you just may go back to that, go back to forgetting. And for others, I think you'll now start daydreaming about a new partner, or I think you'll be driven to succeed. The reason I'm saying driven is because Mars is in retrograde in your 12th house in Leo, and the 12th house traditionally belongs to Pisces. And yeah, and Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces, and with the sun being in Sagittarius, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, I think there's something optimistic happening. A little bit of conflict with this Mars still being in that 12th house. But I want to say, yes, you're going to be still driven. But at the same time, I don't know if you'll have enough, like if you'll be driven enough to take action in relationships at this time. I think you guys just may want to go back to envisioning people the way you want them to be, or you may want to try to go after a dream of yours when it comes to relationships. That could be something. If something didn't work out for you with somebody once, when Neptune was in retrograde, and then once it goes direct, you're single, or you're no longer talking to anybody, or you're just not satisfied, I think you're going to start daydreaming about the partner you guys want to be with. That's what I think. Somebody that would bring status, you know, not necessarily status, but just somebody that has status, somebody you would feel proud to be around. You know what I'm thinking, because of the placements you guys have right now, with Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in the 10th house, how you're seen, your reputation, your career. Mars in retrograde in Leo in your 12th house, which talks about, you know, besides your dreams, manifesting, okay? And yeah, we could talk about illusions and, you know, things of that nature, and your hidden mental prison. But what I think could happen for you guys is you guys may be really driven with this Saturn and Neptune in your 7th house in Pisces to create the best possible partner for yourselves. Somebody you guys would really be proud to have, because there was this video, and again, with that North Node in Aries in the 8th house, who do you guys want to invest into? Because you're definitely investing into yourselves at this time. With 8th house matters, like, whatever you guys want at this time, that's what you're really thinking about. And I know you guys already have a bad rap for being selfish, but this North Node in your 8th house in Aries is definitely upping it a bit. And it's good, because you guys need to, in this case, because you guys get fucked over from people all the time. I mean, you guys have Pisces in your 7th house. Please, people can't tell me different about you guys. Anyway, where I was going with this was, I saw a video about how would you feel if somebody said that you and the person you're dating are exactly alike. And that blew my fucking mind. Like, at first I didn't get it, but then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, and then I thought about it, like, when, like, if people would say, oh my God, you two are exactly alike, like, that would be an insult to me with some of those guys. And then I think about that there isn't too many where I would be, wow, that is such a compliment. Like, I think you guys are going for that right now, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. You guys are literally manifesting the perfect partner. Virgo energy, perfection. I do think you're doing something like that at this time. All right, where were we? I went off on a tangent. So Sun opposing Jupiter. Did I channel it? Let's see. That's right. I did do it. I forgot. Okay, let's move on. December 7th, Neptune goes direct in Pisces. That's what I didn't channel. So yeah, I'm definitely channeling exactly what I spoke about. When Neptune goes direct, I'm picking up on no boundaries. Now, it may be other people with you guys, or you with other people. I'm also picking up on the people that come into your life, or maybe whoever is still in your life when Neptune goes direct, you wanting to fix them. I feel like that's typical Virgo energy, but I'm seeing it. I just wouldn't fucking bother. If these type of people come in your life where there's no boundaries, which I know you guys deal with quite often, it's just part of your karma, I feel like. But part of that karma is to see that and learn from that. You don't have to deal with that. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing is what you guys are going to experience. So I really think you guys were seeing something much more clearly when Neptune was in retrograde. And if you guys are seeing this video before then, just try to remember that. Whatever you guys start seeing once Neptune goes direct, I don't know. I just don't know if it's 100%. I think it's clear, because it's like these people or yourselves don't have boundaries and things need to be fixed. But has that worked out for you guys in the past is what I want to ask. Because, you know, I don't think it works out for most people. I think it causes headaches and pain. All right, December 12th, Venus in Aquarius in that 6th house is opposing Mars and Leo in retrograde. So again, December 12th, we have Venus in Aquarius in your 6th house, opposing Mars and retrograde in Leo in that 12th house. So again, oppositions work better when they compromise, because there's either going to be inner friction here within yourselves, or this is going to manifest externally. There's some type of friction when it comes to what you guys are either doing physically or how you guys are going about your daily routine. Like you guys are not doing what it is you're supposed to be doing physically. And this could be the conflict at this time. Like you're not investing into your health, your body. You just may be feeling lazy at this time, not motivated, just not feeling it. This could have to do with finances. Maybe you literally don't have the time. And then for some of you, it's like you haven't found an activity that you actually value. You could be spending too much money on an activity. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. So it's a collective message. Excuse me, sorry. Being at odds with people. Wanting to talk shit, back and forth energy. Oh, okay. So wanting to talk shit, and I'm also picking up on back and forth energy. Okay, I guess that's one way this could manifest too. Like I said, I feel like when Mars is in the 12th house, it does cause conflict. So maybe the things you're seeing about other people is coming out at this time, especially because it's in retrograde. So let's channel that for you guys. You guys could feel like you're talking to a child at this time is what I'm getting. I don't know. There's something about like you gambling. And I don't think you're literally gambling, but you may be taking a chance or a risk. Maybe it has to do with this Venus in Aquarius, like the people you're dating at this time, the people you're meeting. Maybe this is, you know, I don't know, just new people you're dating. Like when I think of Venus in Aquarius, I think of people different than yourself. And then when I think of Mars and Leo, I think of a very, I don't want to say traditional, but it's like it would be mainstream. Whereas Aquarius energy, this would not be mainstream. Leo energy is popular for being popular. Aquarius energy is being popular for being different. Like you're noticing Aquarius and you're also noticing Leo. And they're both at odds with each other. And they're both loud energies. So I just feel like you guys are taking a risk or taking a chance on somebody else at this time. And you're kind of like keeping your anger to yourselves. You're not actually expressing this for one reason or another. That's how I'm seeing it. So let's see that again. Being at odds with people, wanting to talk shit. Yeah, so I just think that you may be taking things very seriously, 6th house energy. Whereas the 12th house, it's like maybe it's very inconsistent. Okay. December 12th, Venus in Aquarius. Oh, I'm sorry. Later that same day, December 12th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in that 4th house. It's sextiling Venus in Aquarius in the 6th house. So again, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in the 4th house, sextiling Venus in Aquarius in the 6th house. So traveling to go sleep with someone, conversations about sex, conversating about who your friends are sleeping with, having conversations with people you're sleeping with. Okay. So let's see. So Venus rules Libra and Taurus, the second house, and the ninth house, the things you're investing into, your money, the things you own. You have the south node here, the past. Then we have Taurus. Uranus is here right now. So a shakeup, something randomly happening, and the way you're reacting could be more going within at this time. Venus is in the sixth house, so your daily regimen, your schedule, you may be investing into that. You may be having sex at this time, maybe more sex. You may be working more at this time, wink, wink. So we got Mercury, and it's a sextile. A sextile is a blessing. As long as you do something, you're more than likely going to get whatever it is you wanted. Mercury can be looked at as conversations. It can also be looked at as traveling. It could be looked at as technology. So in Mercury, wait, hold on. Mercury rules Virgo, the first house, the body, and Gemini, 10th house, your career, your legacy, how you appear. And Jupiter's here, traveling, going within, expanding upon something. A lot of words, a lot of talking. So yeah, I definitely could see this either. I could see this as you guys putting your like applications out. You guys could be applying for jobs. You guys could definitely be talking to friends. Friends could be talking about you guys at this time. 1000% I see that, because Mars is in your 12th house, and Mars rules Aries. 8th house again is the things that are going on behind your back. So I think there are conversations about who you guys are either arguing with at this time, or your achievements at this time, or who you're sleeping with at this time. And again, it would have something to do with the past. The sun being in Sagittarius, this tells me there's something, I don't know, just not, I'm not getting commitment. I'm not getting commitment here. Maybe something leads to commitment, but with Venus being in Aquarius, I'm not getting commitment. I'm just getting something freedom oriented with that Mercury and Sagittarius, talking to Venus in Aquarius, because Sagittarius and Aquarius energy, they vibe, they get along. And so it's the 4th house and the 6th house talking. Yeah, I'm just thinking something that connects to something that's private, and something that, you know, spices up your routine, your daily regimen, and it's going to be spicing up other people's daily regimens, because, you know, the gossip is good. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing happening for you guys. So yeah, traveling to go sleep with someone, conversations about sex, conversating about who your friends are sleeping with, and having conversations with people you're sleeping with. Yeah. All right. December 15th, there is a full moon in Gemini. Okay. So in your 10th house, there will be a full moon in Gemini. I think what could potentially be illuminated for you guys is something either about your career, something about how you appear. I think with Mercury being the ruler of Gemini, and this being in your 4th house in Sagittarius, this could be something being illuminated while you're traveling. This could be, yeah, with Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, I do think that this could be something illuminated about traveling, or something illuminated about friends, something illuminated about your local community, you just learning something. And it could be you finding out people are talking about you. It could be you finding out I just feel like it's you finding out secrets, because the 3rd house traditionally is ruled by Gemini, but you guys have Scorpio here. Pluto rules Scorpio, and so does Mars. You guys have Mars in your 12th house in Leo, in retrograde, and you have Pluto in Aquarius in your 6th house. So yeah, I just think this would have something to do with a secret that either, I think it has to do with you guys. But let me see, what was illuminated? Okay, so a channel for the collective. You'll be hearing something about other people you already intuitively knew about, but were ignoring. Okay. So I think because Mercury rules communication, This makes sense to me. You guys may be hearing something. Maybe you'll be seeing something. Maybe you'll be part of a conversation. But it's going to have to do with somebody else. So it's gossip is what I'm getting. And that makes sense to me in Gemini. And it's going to be about something you intuitively already knew. I can't help but think about the 12th house, the 8th house, and the 4th house. So to me, I just feel like sex is involved here. Now, whether it's about you guys and your own sex life or somebody else's sex life, but I think that's what's going to be illuminated. Okay, later that day, December 15th, Mercury goes direct in Sagittarius. So hold on, did I miss that before? Let me pause this. I feel like whatever it is you hear, I'm seeing like a band-aid over your ear. But I'm seeing somebody specifically sit down and talk to you. So whether this happens over the phone, through text, I'm not too sure. But I'm seeing the sun so bright. So it's like, I feel like you're clearly like, I feel like it's a conversation that happens. I don't know if you're overhearing it necessarily. I think you're hearing it because somebody's speaking to you directly. But getting back to the Mercury going direct in Sagittarius, I'm so sorry. So this whole time in the month of December that I've been talking, it's been in retrograde, which actually makes more sense to me, everything I channeled and spoke about. So again, I'm really sorry if anything is now super confusing to you guys. I apologize. Okay, so December 15th, Mercury goes direct in Sagittarius. So what do I think this means? I think whatever it is you guys hear, whatever it is that becomes illuminated that you kind of sort of already knew about, I think it's going to get you wanting to probably move forward or move on or get past a situation. I wasn't getting good vibes. I mean, a band-aid over an ear, I don't know. I just don't think it was something good. So Mercury being in Sagittarius in the 4th house, you're probably going to be connected deeply with your emotions, your feelings. Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius in your 10th house in Gemini, you're going to be going within. You're going to be wanting to learn something, I feel like. I feel like you're just going to be wanting to learn maybe how to do better, either in a career or how you appear. Something like that, whatever that full moon in Gemini did for you guys. But what I channeled for the collective was Mercury going direct in Sagittarius on December 15th. You're looking how to get out of something. Okay. So maybe the conversation you guys have with somebody during the full moon in Gemini is like, maybe it's a situationship. Maybe it's that path that I was talking about, that you're with somebody, and you want out. And this is just like confirmation for you guys. All right, December 18th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 4th house is squaring Neptune in Pisces in the 7th house. So getting back to what I've been saying and what I always say each month about Neptune being involved, it's like that shit is delusional as hell. When it's squaring, it's like you have to, it's not that you're always delusional, it's that you have to go slowly. You have to repeat things and you got to rethink things constantly when you see this happening. So the Sun squaring Neptune, if you don't do this, if you don't repeat or rethink, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to see clearly. 1010%. Basically it's going to feel like you do because of that sun. The light is radiating and it's shining through in places that seem a little bit foggy. But the fog is like filled up in that room, but you're confused because all that light is shining in. So it's like you think you know what's going on, but you actually don't. So the sun rules Leo in your 12th house. And you got Neptune in your 7th house. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, there's going to be confusion around relationships for sure. It's going to cause conflicts, friction. So what did I channel for you guys for the collective? Where am I? Oh, right here. Your higher self tries to guide you down a path that opens up for you, that you see, but you ignore your higher self and keep walking down the path, which has a lot of possibilities. So yeah, to me, that totally sounds like Neptune square the sun, where it's like you are seeing something, but you're not really following what it is you're supposed to be doing, because maybe it's like you rather do something else instead. And Spirit's like, no, don't go that route. And you're just like, but it feels good. And it's like, yeah, that's Neptune, you know, creating some witchcraft, you know, don't listen to that. So yeah, I'll channel it for you guys. Yeah, I'm just seeing this as you guys potentially sleeping with people maybe you shouldn't be. It's like I'm seeing you, it's like intuitively, you see how this works? There's somebody behind this wall, right? This is how I'm seeing it. And you're not wrong, you're right. They are behind that wall and they're looking at you. And it's like they're scared. They don't want to maybe go down that path with you because maybe they know better. Maybe because they know you shouldn't be with them, or like you guys shouldn't be together. Something like that. But you go for it anyway. That is a prime example of Sun square Neptune. It's like your intuition isn't wrong, but it is wrong in the sense you didn't choose what you should have chose, and you fucking know it. Anyway, so yeah, make right decisions. Okay. December 19th, Venus in Aquarius in the 6th house is trining Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 10th house. So you guys may go too big when it comes to, I'm just going to say it, sex. You guys may go too big with your wallet. You guys may go too big with words at work, or even with your friends. Expressing something, just expression is what I get. Or somebody may do this to you. What else? What did I channel for the collective? I get people from the past coming back. The energy is unstable, but you know about their return, and so do other people. That's interesting. Okay. So I can see this because, again, of these retrogrades. So Uranus rules Aquarius, and Venus is in Aquarius right now, right? And Uranus is in retrograde. So I can see something like that happening. And Venus is talking to Jupiter. Jupiter is in retrograde. So yeah, I could see, you know, that happening. So Jupiter trining Venus. I also think of spending money on traveling. I just do. I could be spending money on traveling for work. Traveling with friends. Yeah, I'm just seeing Venus trine Jupiter for you guys as like a lot of sex. I don't know. And again, if you guys aren't sexual, you're not having sex, and I think this is just maybe you guys being really social at this time. Definitely. Meeting a lot of people. Social networking, putting yourselves out there. All right, let's move on. December 21st, Sun enters Capricorn. Okay, so Sun is leaving the 4th house in Sag and is entering the 5th house in Capricorn. So I think your thoughts will be on having fun. However it is you guys have fun, I don't know. But you definitely will be seen as, I want to say it's romance or dating. I feel like people will want to either sleep with you guys or commit to you guys. It's got to be either one, because you got Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, in your 7th house, and you have Sun, the ruler of Leo, in your 12th house. I said that wrong, but like Sun rules Leo, and that's in your 12th house. So, and Mars is the ruler of Aries, and you got this going on here. So, yeah, I just think you're going to be seen for maybe not being so serious at this time. That's what I think. What I channeled for the collective is we are trying to work at bringing something, wait, what? We are trying to work at bringing something back to life within us. Our higher self is guiding us. Okay. Oh, okay. So I think when the sun was in the 4th house in Sag, despite the fact that it was in Sagittarius, you guys have been like low-key depressed. I think what would have added on to that is because Mars was in the 12th house and Sun is the ruler of Leo. So I think maybe that has something to do with it. And now it's like Sun is in the 5th house and it's where it traditionally belongs. So I think it's like your higher self is trying to push you to be happy. There may be some difficulty with this because it's in Capricorn, but at the same time, it's good because it's like Capricorn energy would be pushing you guys to be happy, we got to be happy. So something's happening there. That Mars still being in Leo may be causing like that energy of you being driven, maybe, or there's still conflict, but you still feel driven because the sun is in Capricorn. All right, so I'm getting that you guys are like, there are deaths is what I'm picking up on, like deaths of connections, and you guys are focusing in on your future. That's how I'm seeing it, so I'm going to leave it there. December 24th, Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 10th house is squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 7th house. So I think this speaks of like feeling down potentially. This could be depression for some of you, not feeling optimistic, not feeling like you can express yourself in relationships or with others. I think also this is talking about not respecting boundaries as well. Excuse me. Oh yeah. What I channel for the collective is trying to find the light in the dark. Yep, there we go, see? Keeping certain people out, there we go, and listening for signs. Okay, so let's channel it. I don't know why, but I'm getting this energy of trying to rescue. So maybe for some of you, you guys may be not respecting your own boundaries or other people's boundaries, and you may be feeling like you have to save people at this time. I'm not too sure, but it's definitely something I was picking up on. December 26th, Mercury in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in the 10th house. So again, Mercury is opposing Jupiter. This is like focusing on the fine detail versus seeing the bigger picture. Somebody wants to talk about all the details and the other person does not. And I feel like since Mercury rules your 1st house, the body, the self, and also your 10th house, your legacy, your career, I feel like, yeah, this probably would be conversations about you guys, and they would be private because Mercury's in your 4th house. It could be about traveling. It could be about moving. I could see that as well with Mercury in the 4th house. Yeah. What I channel for the collective is someone reaching out from the past and apologizing. I see this person as loyal. I see you will feel anger for this person and then better once they reach out. Okay, so you may be keeping it very low key. You may not be like saying too much, and this person may be like overly apologetic and like explaining themselves, blah, blah, blah. If that's not your storyline, then I would just say that it's exactly what I said before. There's going to be somebody with the dialogue of not wanting to say too much, or just it just doesn't come natural. I don't think it's something you guys would feel like the calling to have. Like you wouldn't naturally do this, so you wouldn't. You wouldn't go too deep is what I want to say. December 27th, Venus in Aquarius is squaring Uranus and Taurus. Okay, so December 27th, we have Venus in Aquarius in that 6th house. It's squaring Uranus and Taurus in retrograde in the 9th house. To me, this is talking about either something, 1000%, something suddenly happening with your money, like no bueno. You've spent too much. You've been spending it erratically. Or it's like the things you're investing into, they were not stable. They did not have longevity. You could be fighting with somebody over a belief system, somebody you're in a relationship with. It's like you believe this and they believe that. You believe relationships should be this way and they believe relationships should be that way. You guys could be fighting over traveling. You guys could be fighting about something about over the internet. You guys could be fighting about something, one of you spent money in a relationship over this, over that. I'm seeing a roller coaster based on something you're trying to build. Okay, so with Venus and Aquarius in your 6th house, you guys could be investing money into something. You guys could be trying to, make your own business at this time. And you may not be there yet, and you may have to keep investing more money. It's like something suddenly, randomly happens. And maybe you just have to, again, put more money into it. It wouldn't be a happy surprise. Let's just say that. The people maybe you're investing money into this with, because I think Venus and Aquarius could be talking about that as well. You and other people are putting money into something. Yeah, with that Jupiter in retrograde in the 10th house in Gemini, yeah, you could be investing money with friends for some type of business, but then you guys have some type of disagreement. That could be that. Let's channel it. So how I'm seeing it is, it's like one of you that's dating somebody or in a relationship with somebody is spending too much money on, clothes, something like that. Or what it is it's like there is a difference in what it is you guys value at this time. So I think there's some type of argument when it comes to this. December 29th, Chiron goes direct in Aries. So I think healing any insecurities when it comes to your money, or insecurities when it comes to investments with other people, having sex with other people and being able to trust them. You may have an easier time with this. It's still not going to be easy because it's still Chiron at the end of the day. It's still some type of pain you have. But yeah, so let's see, what did I channel for the collective? Chilling out from your problems, not as stressed, not as much pressure is what I'm seeing. All right, so let's channel it for my sun, moon, rising Virgos. I don't know. I'm sure this isn't everybody's story, but I'm just seeing you guys like have options when it comes to sleeping with people. And I'm seeing you just sleep with one person. So maybe the Chiron, like when it went retrograde, or maybe like your storyline with Chiron being in that 8th house and talks about sex, it's like you've just been healing some type of wound you have, or some type of insecurity with sex. So maybe you guys have been feeling like you have to sleep with a bunch of people. I don't know. Maybe it's to get back at another person. But I'm just seeing once this goes direct, you guys sleeping with one person and kind of like letting the other people go. Like you don't need to sleep with them. So yeah. What else? Oh, wait, hold on. I want to go back to that transit, December 27th, with Venus and Aquarius in your 6th house, squaring Uranus and Taurus and retrograde in your 9th house. The channeled message for the collective, I forgot to read the other half. I wrote, I'm seeing a roller coaster based on something you're trying to build that you don't know about. I'm seeing something growing, and I'm getting sparks, something new you're building. So I'm seeing a roller coaster based on something you're trying to build that you don't know about. So yeah, so maybe you guys are doing something unconsciously, which is actually building something for you guys, like something new in your life. I'm not too sure. Venus in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. With Pluto being in Aquarius and Venus being there right now, I could see that being a thing, especially since this specific transit has Venus and Aquarius involved. I'm seeing a roller coaster based on something you're trying to build that you don't know about. I'm seeing something growing, and I'm getting sparks, something new you're building. I don't know. All right, let's move on. December 30th, new moon in Capricorn. Puppy stretches. Okay, new moon in Capricorn. So in your 5th house, you have a new moon in Cap. To me, this is talking about new things, of course, something new when it comes to having fun, romance, dating, something creative. I'm going to say it's dating because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and you guys have this in your 7th house in Pisces. So yeah, what I channel for the collective is a door opens. You have a choice to make. Oh, that's funny, because in the beginning of this reading, it started out the same way. A door opens. You have a choice to make. I'm picking up onto a Wands energy. You are the Hermit, going down an unknown path, but people are following you. Okay. So this could have something to do with business partnerships for you guys. So maybe you guys are investing money with people that feel like friends. Maybe it's through social networking, something like that. I could see that as well with Mercury being in Sagittarius and Jupiter ruling Sagittarius and Jupiter being in your 10th house at this time. It could be fun, it could be exciting, but I think normally when a new moon enters that 5th house, I just think of romance. I do. So I think you guys probably have a choice to make when it comes to either dating or committing, because I feel like I was getting this energy before when Chiron goes direct. You're choosing to sleep with one person versus a bunch of people. Now, whether that's symbolism and it's like you're just choosing to see one person at a time versus dating multiple people at a time, it could definitely be that. I literally do not take my visions seriously. I take them more as a metaphor. So I hope you guys do the same. I think every now and then they do come out exactly as I say, but more times than not, they're just symbolism for a category that that this is going to happen within this type of category. So if it's sex, something sexual is happening here. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I think so. If you're the Hermit, that to me, that's Virgo energy. That's you guys. You're going down an unknown path. So I think of Virgo, the 1st house, the body, Mercury. You guys are ruled by Mercury, and it's your 4th house, Sagittarius. So you guys are going somewhere, going down an unknown path. Unknown path. I think of movement. I think of Mars in the 12th house, and this is Leo. And people are following you guys with that sun, and the sun traditionally rules Leo. Wherever the sun is, you're going to be seen. Whether you want to be seen or not, it doesn't matter. And the sun being in the 5th house is attractive energy. It's popular energy. It's a little... Don't do that. Don't do that. You know better. It's a little diluted when it's in Capricorn energy. But still, nonetheless, there's something positive is happening here when it's in the 5th house. So I do think people are seeing you, recognizing you, either for your hard work. Now this could be in the bedroom, from dating, romance, or it's literally you're expanding upon something at this time when it comes to your career or how you're seen. For some of you, this could be talking about children. I could see this whole storyline, everything I've channeled. You guys, like, this could be talking about children, you know, like, you know, being, you know, trying to have a lot of sex to have kids, or being disagreement because of, you know, money and finances because of kids, you know, and having more kids or having kids. But yeah, this would make the relationship more serious, right? When I think of a new moon in Capricorn, something stable is happening. There's an investment happening. So, yeah, I just think this could be maybe dating turning more serious at this time as well. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys at this time. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. All right, bye guys.